All right, guys, welcome to day 5 of our 7 days. So today I'm going to be using a pillow near the end just for supportive fish. I find it's a nice little stretch. So you can just put that off to the side. Today will be a nice, always gentle kind of flow, but we'll be completely on our backs. So you can feel free to do this practice on your bed today. Just make sure you don't have the pillow below your head until we're at the end. So when you're ready, let's meet in Shavasana here. Hopefully you're just settling in for the night. Let's take some nice big calming breaths. Now I want you to inhale sleepy time thoughts. Exhale work thoughts or thoughts of the day, anything stressful. Telling yourself inhale, relax, exhale, melt and release any tension. Just take note here if you're feeling anything, you're scrunching your forehead or anything. Just take a breath there, and as you exhale, tell that spot to relax. Just letting everything go for the day. It's a nice, gentle practice. Just check in with yourself. See how you're feeling physically, mentally. And just log that information. Our goal is to change both of those to a more relaxed and ready to sleep set of mind or physical set. Just give me a few more breaths here just to settle in, preparing yourself mentally by letting go of all your other thoughts. If that's something you struggle with, just focus on what you're doing. Focus on that breath. Again, going at your own pace, keeping it nice and gentle and light. When you're ready, we're going to pull both knees to length the chest. I know I love this, but we're just going to do a little rocking side to side. And I want you to actually go nice and big here without falling over side to side. Pushing that tailbone into the mat. I'm really feeling out that nice little massage of the lower back. I'm going to bring the knees nice and tight. I'm going to inhale, lift the head, give myself a little squeeze. I'm going to grab underneath my knees, and we're just going to do a little rock and roll. Just little ones, just massaging out the spine. We're not sitting up. We're just massaging, keeping the neck from rolling, or keeping that chin nice and tight. 2 more. Good. And then just slowly let your head go. You let your left leg go nice and straight. You're going to pull the right knee into the chest. Then you're going to grab behind the knee. You're going to straighten the leg, flexing the toes. And then pointing. Flex. And point here. As you flex, you'll feel a nice little stretch in that calf. Just by holding behind your leg, you should feel the hamstring. This is gentle, so you don't have to go super deep, so it's okay to keep that hand below the knee. But maybe flex the left leg as well, just keep it nice and active as we breathe here. Good, let's find some stillness with a flexed toe, lifting up through that heel. Take a nice big inhale here. Exhale, pull a little deeper. Just hold here for one big breath. We're going to bend the knee, plant the foot, just set for a second on the ground. We'll let the knee fall up, out towards the right, into a nice almost figure 4. You can put your hands on your hips, that ASIS, that bony part in front of your hips here, keeping the shoulders relaxed, keeping that left foot flexed. I'm just going to lift the right ankle and just place it above the knee, flexing the foot here. You know what's coming next. Nice little figure 4 as I bend the left knee, pull it into the chest, grabbing behind this leg. Just going to to a nice gentle figure 4. So just stay gentle here. If you want, you can lean a little to the left. Maybe use that right arm to press a little pressure into that right knee, but you don't have to. Just breathing into that hip. Enjoying this nice little stretch. Just knowing and taking note of the sensations here. Listening to your body's cues. Give me one more big slow breath here. Good. I'm going to release the right leg straight down. I'm just going to grab above the left knee just for a second as I pull it into my chest. I'm going to straighten that left leg and grab behind the hamstrings, going back to that pointing and flexing. Really exaggerate that point so you stretch out maybe that tibialis anterior, that French shin muscle. Okay, just moving nice and slowly here. Just breathing whenever it feels natural to you. Just moving our last few here. Last set. And then you're going to hold in that nice flex position, maybe re-engaging, flexing the right foot. Taking a nice big inhale here. And as you exhale, pull a little deeper into that hamstring if you can. Trying to relax the shoulders onto the mat. Just hold it here for a breath. Good. Release the hand, bend the knee, and then just plant the foot on the mat. Bring your hands to your hips again, and then let the left knee fall open. Your legs should be making that 4 shape with them. Just letting the hip open just slightly. Doesn't have to be a big motion here. It's just a nice little relaxing motion. Just one more breath like this. And then I'm going to lift the left ankle and just place it above the right knee, figure 4. Bend that right knee. Let's pull the leg into the chest, grabbing behind that right hamstring. Feeling this in the left hip. Again, you can let your legs go to the right, or you can use that left elbow to push away. Whatever feels good for you in this figure 4, and feel free to move between one or the other or both. Feeling it this time in that nice deep left stretch of that hip. That's it. Maybe pull a little deeper on this exhale. And as you give me your last breath, really enjoy the inhale and the exhale. Good. Release your hands. Let's plant both feet on the ground, hip width apart. Maybe just walk the feet in. It's okay. Don't have to pull them in. We're going into a nice little bridge pose, but nice and gentle today. So we're just going to start by tucking the pelvis in, engaging the core just a little bit, just so the tailbone lifts up. Just breathe here for a second. I'm going to squeeze the glutes. Just slowly peel the hips up off the mat, pressing right through the heels. And just lifting as far as you feel comfortable here. Just be mindful if you have a really soft bed. Make sure you're not putting too much pressure on your neck. One more breath just like this. And I'm going to slowly, again, tucking the pelvis up, roll those vertebrae down. All right, we're going to do that one more time. This time you've got the option to add the hand clasp, the bind underneath. First inhale, tuck the hips up, just lifting slightly, tailbone off the ground, core is tight. Let's squeeze the glutes, lift the hips, slowly peeling up off the mat. You can stay here, or you can clasp your fingers underneath. You want to focus on pulling the palms together. Maybe you can walk the shoulders under if you want to open up a little bit. Keep squeezing those glutes. If your hands are up close to your tush like mine, focus on trying to pull them towards the mat. It might not look like it, but I'm trying. Just remember, we're gentle today, so we're not cranking on anything. Just let it be. Last breath if you've got your hands here. I'm going to release my hands. Slowly, everybody, we're going to roll that down. Just bit by bit, tailbone comes last. Good. Just readjust your spine if you need to. And I'm just going to bring my feet mat width apart and just let the knees fall together. It's okay if your feet lift off the edge just a little bit. So the knees are together here. We're just going to alternate pressing one knee a little bit further down and then the other. So it's okay if your other knee has to come up just a little bit to let the one knee slide down, but we're lifting that hip and glute off the ground. Really just a gentle stretch here on the outside edge of that leg, a little bit into that TFL, a little bit into that IT band, maybe even your hip flexor, depending on how tight you are. Just do one more each side. Good, last one. Good, and then let the knees come back together just for a second. And press the knees in together, press your thighs, zipping them up as much as you can together. Press, 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 press. And release. We're gonna walk our legs out nice and straight, but bring the mat width apart. If you're on the bed, just kind of envision your mat, it's a little extra wide. And as we inhale, let's bring the arms up overhead. If you've got a wall because of your bed, you can always cross opposite arm, opposite elbow, like a little rag doll here. Lifting up through the shoulders. I'm going to take my left leg and bring it over and cross it over the right. So I'm kind of a nice little crescent shape here. Taking a nice big inhale here. And as I exhale, keeping the shoulders blades on the mat, I'm just going to tilt a little bit, laterally bend towards the right. So I'm creating a nice crescent shape. So both legs and arms are going the same way. Laterally stretching the left. Breathing here. Good. Give me one more big, slow, deep breath. Now let's release the arm, uncross the left leg so it's nice and wide, that mat width if you will. This is going to cross the right leg on top of the left. So my legs are to the left. Inhaling to lengthen, pulling up. Exhale. Let's just laterally bend towards the left, stretching out the right. Keeping both arms and shoulders on the mat. Chest facing the sky. Just breathing into that right side body. Still lifting and pulling with the arms. Just give me one last deep breath here. And release the arms back to center, release the legs. All right, we're gonna come into a nice supported fish. So if you want, you can just tuck your chin and lift yourself up to seated or on your forearms, depending on where your supportive material is. Like I said, I'm just gonna use a pillow, so it's gonna be kind of lengthwise here. So it's just where my shoulder blades are. Take a nice big inhale here. I'm just gonna let my head fall behind me. You can have your hands by your side, but I do really invite you to come to those nice cactus if you can. It depends on the prop you're using. My pillow's quite big. But I've got a nice chest pectoral stretch here. Lifting the heart to the sky. If you don't have anything, you can use a blanket or a sweater. I'm sure you've got some kind of clothing around you. Or a block if you've got it. Just, if you can, lift the chin a little bit more towards the sky. I love this pose just for the heart opening, the pec stretch. And if you want, you can bring it with bent elbows, fingertips together in a nice little diamond shape almost with your arms. Just see how that changes the stretch, but make sure we're not shrugging the shoulders. Keep them pulled down. Good. 2 more breaths, just like this. And last one. Good. Bringing the arms back down. Lift the head, tuck the chin. You're just going to sit up. You can move that pillow out of the way. So you've got some options. We're going to do legs up the wall. So I do recommend you do the support just to make it a little more gentle. So if you don't want to, you can literally just come to nice legs up the wall. If you have really tight hamstrings, it is a little better to use something. If you're on your bed, you can use your headboard. I'm going to use my bed because it's at least partially supported. So what I recommend, I'm going to have my bed on my right. I'm probably about this far from the edge of the bed. And I'm going to kind of lean back, roll back so I can slide my tush into place. And then I'm just going to walk myself forward. I'm just going to lift my legs and straighten them. So you can do the same thing on the wall here. And I want you to bring your hands, no matter what you're doing option-wise, to your lower rib cage. Spreading your fingers that way. Some of your fingers are actually on your stomach. Some of them are on your ribs. I'm just going to take some nice, big, full, deep belly breaths here. So keeping these big breaths, I encourage you to inhale through your nose if that's possible. And exhale, maybe give me a little sigh through the mouth. 2 more just like this. Last one. All right, so another option for you. If you've got nothing supporting you, you can keep your legs where you are. Otherwise, you can let your legs go out in a nice V position and just let gravity take them as far as they want. Just doing a nice little inner thigh stretch. That's why I did really recommend the wall. You can always change now, move if you want. We are here for pretty much the rest of our practice. We will finish in Shavasana. For those who are ready for bed, this is our last real pose here. So I just want you to take a few deep breaths. Bring your mind back to how you're feeling physically. I don't want to do anything deep, but just know, are you feeling a little more tired, a little more ready? Just relax. Even if you're not quite ready for bed, at least chill. Start shutting everything off physically, mentally, device-wise. Last breath here. All right, for tips on how to get out of this, just listen carefully. So bring your legs back together to straighten. Then you're going to bend your knees, then pick a side, and you're just going to roll to your side. So you can push yourself back into a nice, comfortable lying position. So I will say, if you are in bed, if you wanted to grab your pillow right under your head, you can, but I do find this Shavasana pose does quite well on its own without the pillow. You might even find you can fall asleep in this position. I know I can. Only on the mat though, it's like a cue. It's like relax and sleep. Mostly at 6 a.m. yoga classes though. So just let your breath come back to a normal pace. Hopefully your eyes are closed at this point. Fingers are just relaxed. Not forcing them to straighten or curl. Letting the feet hang where it's comfortable. And just letting your body be here. Sometimes we kind of overanalyze things, you know, is, in my case, my head's not completely flat. So I'm always kind of like, oh, I'm not quite centered. Let all that go. Hopefully, if you're especially on your soft bed, you know it matters. If you're in bed, you can even tuck your sheets, get cozy. We're very warm. Summer is really coming, so I've had to turn the fan on just to make it bearable up here. There's all these little micro things that, you know, help us to sleep. The older we get, you know, have our pillow system or our soft blankies, our sheets, whatever it is that serves your body. Just be okay with that and accept that and make it work for you. Alright, so we're just going to close with a nice little namaste. But no, if you're ready for bed and in bed, when you're done, you can just shut me off. So let's bring our hands to prayer at heart center. Thanking our bodies and minds for trying to slow down and relax a little tonight. Thanking our fellow yogis for sharing in our sleep time practice today. From the light of me to the light of you, namaste. So remember, if you are not quite in your final resting position for tonight, that sounded a little dark, crying softly at me, move slow, move gentle, get yourself ready for bed, and hopefully you don't have to look at your screen too much. Have a great night, guys.